Hello and welcome back to another video in PHP. In this video we're going to talk about something that you may not use all that often, but there are some really cool use cases for it, and I want to make sure that I show it just so that you are aware of the tool. I will say that you will probably have a few use cases for this, but it's not something you're going to use every single day, but it is very important, and that is the switch statement. So let's dive right in. Let me switch over here to my screen. And now that I have my screen pulled up, let's go ahead and create a new file here. So let's just call it switch.php. And then let's make sure our examp is running, our local server here. And again, this is for on Linux. This is the command that you run to start it. So go ahead and make sure yours is running. And if it's running, let's go ahead and navigate to, in the browser, let's navigate to switch.php. All right, so now we are ready to roll. Let's go ahead and go back to our file here and open PHP tags. Go down a few lines and close the PHP tags. Now within the PHP tag, what I'm going to do is set up a variable. And let's just call this variable, I don't know, how about color? And we're going to set that equal to red. Now a switch statement is not unlike an if and else statement. However, it allows us to do a lot of things. So let's see here. To do a switch statement, you type the word switch, okay, and then you're going to have the parens. And inside of the parentheses, what we're going to do is pass in the variable that we're going to be switching on. So in this case, we're going to switch on color. Then we're going to open and close some curly braces. And then inside of here, what we do is we start setting up cases. And what we're doing is we're looking for a case where this is red. So let's just start off and let's say, hey, case, and then you do a colon here, and you're going to say case, let's do purple. Oops, let's see. I'm sorry, it's case, and then you do the what you're looking for, purple, and then a colon, and then what we're going to do is indent inside of that, and we're going to say echo your favorite color is purple. And then what we want to do is we want to break, okay, and that's the semicolon. So let me just let me do one more of these, and just the one that I want to do next is a default. So we will actually just do not case, you just type default, and then you do a colon, and then echo, I don't know what your favorite color is. And we will break on that. So now, so what happens is you pass in a variable, and then the switch statement will go through and test this variable and with these cases. Now when it goes through a case, it's basically going to say if color is equal to purple, then do everything in here. So do everything after this this colon and do all the way up until it breaks, okay? So this break gets out of this case and it moves on. So it's not going to hit here and do this stuff and then hit here and do this stuff as well. It's going to break out of the switch as soon as it's done doing this, and that's what this break keyword does. So now if I refresh the page, it's going to echo I don't know what your favorite color is, because we have set color to red, and the default, if it doesn't match any of the cases, it's good practice generally to add a default at the bottom. So if I refresh now, it says I don't know what your favorite color is, and that's because we haven't added that to the switch case here. Let me show you a few more. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's say case red, and we'll do our colon, and then here let's echo your favorite color is red. I like red as well. Okay. Now this is a silly example. You wouldn't generally do all this. So here we go. Your favorite color is red. I like red as well. Okay. So this switch statement works really similar to an if-else. So I could have written this just like this. So this is the equivalent if-else statement. So we could say if color is equal to purple, then we want to echo your favorite color is purple. Okay? Then we can do an else if, and we can say color red. We can echo your favorite color is red. I like red as well. And then we can do an else statement here, and we can say echo I don't know what your favorite color is. Now, this right here, and it actually has less lines of code, is the same as this switch statement. So let's go back and refresh, and now you can see that it is echoing this twice. I just wanted to show you that this is the same thing. However, when a switch statement becomes really cool is, let's say if your favorite color is red, white, or blue, you want to say something here. So let's say we could do, in our if else, we could say or color is equal to white, or color is equal to blue. Then we could say something like this, you know, your favorite color is, and we can use our string literal here, like this. And this is totally cool to do. However, you can see that you're going to end up with these really big if statements in here with a bunch of ors. But what's really cool with the switch statement is we could just, and let's just change this string literal here just to make this match. We could do the same exact thing here where we're saying color and what I'm going to do is echo, I'm going to comment out this code and just leave it there. So now we have this case where it's red and it says your favorite color. So let's just go back and check that, make sure I didn't break it. And I did. What did I do here? And that is because I didn't get all my closing curly braces commented out. So now it says, your favorite color is red, I like red as well. But let's say their color is blue, and we want to do kind of the same thing because we like blue as well. So what we could do with our switch statement is we can start stacking these cases like this. And then I could even do another one, and I can do as many of these as I want. So now what happens is, if any of these cases are true, it's going to run this line right here. So let me go ahead and change this. Oh, it is changed to blue. So let's go ahead now and refresh. And now it says your favorite color is blue. I like blue as well. So these cases can stack. And in my opinion, this is where a switch statement starts to shine, is when you have multiple ors or things like this that you want to do. You can do that with an if-else statement. But this starts to look a lot cleaner at some point than doing this, because now you have these ors that get kind of crazy looking when I could just explicitly say those here, and we can stack any of these and it's going to run this code. Okay, the default is basically like an else, so it's going to run I don't know your favorite color. So we checked for purple, red, white, and blue, but we didn't check for green. So let's say I refresh now. And it should say, I don't know what your favorite color is, okay? which again, this is a really silly example, but I just want to show you kind of the syntax of a switch statement and a little known thing, because honestly, like even in the PHP documentation, I don't know that this is like something that it shows that you can do very readily, or just, you know, in the first few examples it doesn't show this, so a lot of people don't know you can do this stacking of cases like this. So I just want to show that, and just keep this in your tool belt. At some point it's going to become useful. You will actually get to use a switch statement at some point, and the other developers might be like, why did you use a switch statement here? And so you might come up with something cool and show them like, hey, you know, I want to run all this code if these 3 or 4 cases are true, and I thought it looked cleaner than an if-else statement. Anyhow, I hope that's helpful. In the next video, I think what we're going to do is just do a small example page where we're going to actually do some HTML and some PHP and see how those two can work together with submitting a form. And then when we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and move on. I think you guys are ready to move on from the basics of some of these, we call these like, you know, building blocks of programming. Now, these pretty much exist in every programming language that you're going to learn, and especially in this course, but pretty much all programming languages are all going to have variables. They're all going to have an if statement. They're all going to have loops. They're all going to have, and so it's just slight variations on how you write these. So it's not really important to learn specific syntax for a specific language, but just really start learning about these different things that you can use in all these different programming languages. And then when you go to write software, you just have to say, okay, well, how do I write a variable in Java? How do I write a variable in JavaScript? How do I write a variable in PHP? And depending on what language you are, you're going to write it a little bit different. But the concepts, the application of these building blocks, if you will, are all the same. And so I don't want you to get too hung up on syntax, but I want you to understand and realize how this is working. What is a variable? What is a loop? What is a function? What is a parameter in a function? And if you can understand all of that, you're in really good shape and we're ready to move on. So I'll see you in the next video and we'll wrap up this chapter.